United Nations is an organization with goals of peace and sustainable development around the world. Their mission is huge, but we're breaking it down in 2 minutes. 17 sustainable development goals. Let's get to them, cause the more you know. Look, in some corners of the world today, people are living on $1 a day. Hey, that's not how it ought to be. So goal 1, eliminate poverty. And goal 2, root out hunger across the globe. There's 800 million people hungry, if you want to know. Number 3 is health and well-being, and getting people the health care that they need in. Learning in school are the hard to go for. Education opens up minds and doors. Goal number 5 is empower girls and women so they can have the same rights that men are given. Number 6, people need water that's clean. Poor sanitation can spread disease. Carbon-free energy is goal number 7, and how to achieve it is the question that's pressing. But if we put our minds together and work hard, we can find a solution, I'm guessing. 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to lie in it. 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to lie in it. Now imagine that you work all day for no pay. Economic growth and decent work is goal 8. Goal number 9 is to foster innovation in infrastructure and industrialization. Goal number 10, inequality reduction. 11 is sustainable city construction. 12, well, that's sustainable consumption, so what we use matches up with production. Goal 13 calls for urgent action to combat climate change, cause we know it's happening. 14, protect life under seas. 15, protect life on land. Goal 16 is for peace and justice all over the planet. They're in high demand. And the final goal, number 17, is the critical factor, the heart of the machine. It's the strength in the way we achieve these goals of sustainable development around the globe. Yo, 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to lie in it. 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to lie in it.
We start now? Yes. Okay. Hello, young changemakers. Hello, everyone. We are so excited to have you with us today. This event is yours, created by youths for youths. We know that we have online participants from across the region and over the globe. So let's hear it from you first. We want this to be a very interactive event. So we want to know where you're from. So please type the name, comment the name of your country, where you're from, in the chat box so that we get to talk a little bit before we get this thing going. All right, let's hear it. Where are you from? Which country are you from? So first of all, while waiting for your response, allow me to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Kana, your friendly neighborhood moderator. So I will be here always throughout this 1 hour, 15 minutes, have fun together with you, exploring and learning about incredible things and changes that you can make. All right, we have someone from Thailand, sawadee ka, someone from the US, hello, from Canada, from the Philippines, from Malaysia, Indonesia, all over the world.
Oh, I thought only Thailand.
Yes, not just in Thailand, not just in any, yes, but all over the world. Yes, yes, yes. So we are very excited to have you here with us. Please keep interacting with us throughout the session. We'll have comments, we'll have interaction always, and we would love to hear from you. Okay, now, all right. Throughout the session, please do not hesitate to share with us your thoughts always. It will be very fun to have you engaging with us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we will have with us talented young change makers, young policymakers, journalists, and activists, and also UN senior officials, and also a few surprises. So please stay tuned for that. I must say this. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag, but the opportunity you will be given today joining as participant is huge. All right. Now, are you ready? If you're ready to get this thing started and to show your excitement for us as well, please comment ready in the chat box. But before we start, today, ladies and gentlemen, we are very honored to give the floor to the ESCAP Executive Secretary, Ms. Armida Salcia Alicia Bana, for a very warm welcome to all youths in the region. Ibu Armida, the floor is yours.
Yes. Thank you very much, Kana. A very good morning and warm welcome to all of you, young change makers and also colleagues. I thought it's only participants only coming from Thailand, but actually, no, yeah, so from many countries in our, especially in our region. So again, very warm welcome to all of you. A little bit before I say a few words, if I may, I would like to introduce myself. Of course, as Secretary of ESCAP, but actually, yeah, in real world, I mean, still, yeah, I'm a professor of economics at a university in Indonesia. But since 3+ years ago, so I'm in ESCAP, a little bit far yeah, from the more natural surrounding that I used to be in university. So therefore, I'm very pleased indeed. Yeah, this morning, I have the opportunity to say a few words to all of you. So first of all, again, this is an event led by youth and for youth, youth as change makers. Again, what we would like to hear from you all is how, especially all of you, can contribute concretely, offer solutions for these two very pressing challenges, yeah, that we are having, which is one on women empowerment and second on climate change. So how all of you with your ideas can power the so-called the underfunded solution for women-led MSMEs to access not only finance yet, but also to access markets. As you know now with this digitalization, actually the opportunity is wide. Second is also how all of you can participate more meaningfully, concretely, to climate action solutions, including in the climate policy processes. Yeah, so I think this is a very good opportunity because this session is part of our APFSD. I think this is the first year, yeah, that we have this dedicated session here in the main program of APFSD, the Asia Pacific Forum for Sustainable Development, which is in its 9th year. So actually, this is our 9th year already. So therefore, please utilize this opportunity as a space for you to not only connect, yeah, create and share innovative solutions that you may have, yeah, and using this important opportunity because again, it can make a huge difference. Just you can start with something simple, yeah, solution for plastic pollution, for example, right? And again, the other day, yeah, the other event that we had a very successful event. For example, yeah, we invited Lily. Maybe some of you know Lily, right? 14 years old, from Thailand, which already made a huge difference. So therefore, I'm very much looking forward to hear from you and hope that this session would be as interactive as possible, inspiring, and last but not least, solution-oriented session. Yeah. So as keywords, yeah, if I may, I would like to end my remarks with a few keywords that I hope, yeah, you could further develop. Again, keywords, what is needed is good ideas. That's one. Second, good ideas alone is not enough. You have to build your network, right? But then those two is not enough. Why? Then you need this resolve. Resolve meaning what? Resolve meaning persistence. Maybe first time being rejected, yeah, fine. Then go on. Don't stop. Yeah, go on. Yeah? Go on. Second time being rejected, oh, maybe something's wrong for sure. Yeah, because if you're a second time being rejected, then you need to improve. Yeah, you need to ask for inputs. What's wrong with my ideas? Third time being rejected, well, it must be terribly wrong, something. Maybe the idea itself is not quite right. Get further improve. But again, one word is, which is my favorite word, is actually, which is the keyword yet to eventual success, hopefully also for you, which is unyielding perseverance. Unyielding perseverance. Never yield, never yield. Yeah, go on, go on. Yeah, especially if you have really good, great ideas, and which I'm sure you have plenty of them. Yeah. Again, thank you very much, and have a great session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ibu Amida. Wow, this keyword is probably going to go into my wall after this. Unyielding perseverance. Yes. So,
unyielding perseverance.
So please don't stop. You can start small and still make a big difference. Let me say this again, Ibu Amida, having you with us today really shows the importance ESCAP and the United Nations give to exchanging with youth today. As you know, today we are hosting the special youth event as part of the Asia Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development, the largest forum in the region. But what does this forum do? Let's find out in this video.
So many problems, so little time. What's the world doing about it, and why should you care? The 17 Sustainable Development Goals are a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and improve the lives and prospects of everyone, everywhere. All UN member states adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which mobilises all countries, stakeholders, to achieve the 17 SDGs. Today, progress is being made in many places, but overall, accelerating progress is more important than ever if we are to achieve the global goals by 2030. So what? That is why every year, the United Nations organises forums in the 5 regions of the world to review our progress on the SDGs and accelerate the momentum. In our region, the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, ESCAP, organises the Asia Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development, APFSD, a space to discuss policy actions and practical solutions to address common challenges within the region. Countries meet to learn from each other, compare progress, and coordinate action towards the SDGs. What's the youth's role in this? At the APFSD, everyone has a voice. Government officials, business, scientists, and civil society representatives engage in policy debates, exchange good practices, and consult among peers. This process is consultative, everyone has a voice, including youth. Youth are the future and also the present. As drivers of change, youth participation is crucial to ensure policies are shaped in alignment with youth expectations and needs. What can you do about it? ESCAP invites youth to join the discussions at APFSD. Bring your innovative ideas, engage with policymakers, and help review the progress of SDGs in the region. Let's act now to achieve the SDGs and shape together the future we want, a future that leaves no one behind.
All right, hashtag flip the table, the feature that leaves no one behind. Isn't it exciting? I'm definitely excited. It's great to see that we as youth have a voice and can play a key role in here. And this event specifically will tell us more about how can we really engage in the real world. Right now, Kaveh, it's so wonderful to have you with us as Deputy Executive Secretary of ESCAP and also as active promoter of innovation and inclusivity. It's so wonderful to have you with us today. I have a few questions for to get the energy started for today. Can you tell us more about why ESCAP engages youth in the APFSD and what's the role youth can play in achieving sustainable agenda in 2030?
Thank you, Carmen. It's good to be here with you. Look, I think what we've seen at this APFSD is that the challenges we have are huge. We know now that we're not on track as a region to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, and on some of them, like on climate action, we're actually moving in the wrong direction. And we see that inequalities are also increasing, which are frankly robbing millions of people, especially young people, of future opportunities. And then COVID has come along, and it's reminded us that we're in a new normal, that we have to be ready for the unpredictable, we have to be resilient to these kinds of shocks, but maybe also as a reminder that the development that we had in the past was not quite the right kind of development, that we were on the wrong track. And that's why I hope all of that, serves to motivate you. I hope it serves to motivate the youth. It certainly serves to motivate me, right? Sure. To speak louder, to push harder, and to take action. And that's why we've opened up this space. It's a space in APFSD to listen to ideas, to learn from youth, to share with youth a little bit of what we've learned along the way, and maybe to, in the words of the UN Secretary General, to turbocharge action. And of course, that action can start here, but the action has to go way beyond the meeting rooms of the UN. So I hope that through this event and through our engagement, wherever your lives and your careers take you, that you take the Sustainable Development Goals with you, that promise of a more inclusive development, of a more resilient development, of a greener development, that really becomes your compass, whether you choose to be a banker, a politician, a lawyer, an app developer, or even a YouTuber. What do you think?
Absolutely. Well, 100% Kaveh, because as a content creator and educator myself, taking my career along the way, and we get to see, as even though I'm also youth myself, and we also get to see many other youths, power, passion, potential, waiting for the right space, the supportive, encouraging space to unleash their full potential. And I think that's why personally in this event right here, I'm super excited to be such a part of a very engaging platform and space like this.
Fabulous. And your voice is so important to us. I mean, we need more voices, thousands, millions more voices that can really take the Sustainable Development Agenda, as I said, out of these meeting rooms and into the different communities, wherever they may be, the schools, the universities, the places of work, the industries. And that's why I hope this engagement with you, with the youth colleagues who have joined online, can really teach us how to do that and how to really take the Sustainable Development Goal, the big messages, to a much broader audience and excite people to take action.
Absolutely. That's why I feel like this is an exciting one, not only just for listening and learning more stuff, but really on the ground, taking action. And you as youth can do so much more and make a difference in the world. So thank you again, Kaveh. This is actually very, very inspiring for me and also people sitting in this room as well, and also youth watching this online. So to all youths watching this online, is your moment to take action. And to help you with that, we have created a page that showcases many of the current youth engagement opportunities available to you right now. Stay with us. It will be shared in the chat box during the event Please, please, please don't miss it because it's really important opportunities that can get you really far. So find the initiative that better suits you, and we all can contribute to sustainable development goals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time that you have been waiting for. I have been waiting for this time. So it is time to present our great young change makers that participate in the APFSD Youth Challenge. 2 teams, 2 challenges, 1 solution per challenge. Let's hear it. The first challenge is on women economic empowerment. It is still very difficult for women to get bank loans to fund their businesses. What is the solution to help women-led micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, to access finance and market? And the second challenge is on climate change. To help save the world from climate change most urgently, how can youths work together with the governments to make this happen? Can they influence climate change policy at the regional and national levels? Here are the 2 teams that worked on finding solution, implemented and empowered by youth. Starting with Enzo as representative of the team. Right here, this is for challenge number 1, powering the unfunded. Tell us, Enzo, your team solution to help women entrepreneurs access markets and finance.
Hello, good morning. Yes, let's do this. All right, just a second. I'll get it ready. So, all right. Good morning, everyone. We are the group addressing the challenge of the gender gap in financial inclusion, and we are going to present our proposed solution. Now, to begin our presentation, we'd like to tell you about the story of Kamala. Kamala is from a village in Uttar Pradesh, and she and her friends spend hours knitting every day. Her nephews and nieces in the city love her work. She knows that she can sell them at a better price to customers in the city, but she does not have the resources needed to start a business or to reach them in the city. This is the case for women across the world. The Asian Development Bank estimates that there is a financing gap of 1.7 trillion US dollars for small and medium enterprises owned by women. Globally, the IFC reports that roughly 70% of women businesses face Kamala's situation. So, to help women like Kamala, we propose creating an app that will help organize women entrepreneurs into joint liability groups. These are informal groups comprising 4 to 7 individuals coming together for the purpose of availing loans so that they can reduce the per-person risk each investee carries. In this app, they can register a profile, find a joint liability group, and connect with investors, then get funded. It's as simple as that. We call this app Bundle. So, in this app, to register for a profile, they can fill in the necessary information based on various criteria, areas of expertise, and personal information about the investee, so that the other users can gain a comprehensive understanding of their potential loan partners, therefore making it easier for them to group into joint liability groups. To find potential partners, they need only browse through their feed and like the profiles of potential investees they'd like to partner with. And if the app finds at least 4 investees who have liked each other and have similar profiles, it will offer them the choice to group together. Now, after making a group, they can browse through the list of various partnered investors and then decide who to borrow from. Then decide who to apply to borrow from. They will get the loan if the investor approves their application. Now, who in particular do we aim to help with this solution? Our primary stakeholders here would be Filipino women entrepreneurs with small or medium-sized enterprises who seek to expand digitally. So first, why the Philippines? We chose the Philippines for 2 reasons. From 2018, the number of mobile internet subscribers in the Philippines has been growing. It grew by 144.6% in 2021. Second, fintech startup investments in the Philippines took up 80% of Philippine startup investments in the past 2 years. And these startups are projected to be growing at a rate of 16% per year. This remarkable growth will make it easier to acquire funding from potential investors. And now we'd like to move on to explain what our value added here is in this solution. Knowing this, we believe our competitive advantage is twofold. We group investees together through easy online means to help them find investments which other platforms have yet to offer. Secondly, joint liability group services have never been offered online, making our solution the very first online joint liability grouping platform. So, Bundle aims to solve the gender gap by helping one woman at a time through connecting them with partners and helping them apply for funding. As Gloria Vanderbilt said, I always believe that one woman's success can only help another woman's success. So let's bring Bundle into fruition and close the gender gap with a tap. Thank you very much and have a great day.
All right, this is amazing. Enzo, this is a digital high five to you and your team. Yay! Okay, this is the coolest. I love how it matches like Tinder, but this is for women empowerment. So close the gender gap with a tap. All right, impressive. And so I'm still in awe. So I'm sure this will be life changing for many women entrepreneurs out there. So thank you so much. This is really, truly the power of youth solutions. Now, let's hear it from our panelists to understand the topic more and help the team also refine the solution. This is a very important moment for all of us here because our panelists amazing panelists we have with us today will share a lot of tips and what role you as youth can play to support women entrepreneurs. All right, starting with our beautiful young journalist and women rights activist, Pear. Hello.
Good morning, Kana. How are you?
Amazing. I'm doing great. Better now that I get to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Let me ask you a few questions that I think will be very helpful for our audience and also our participant today. So when a woman wants to start or grow her own business, data shows that it's harder for women to secure loan as in monocultures. They often do not have land or properties under their names or as collaterals. So, how could we broadcast this information that women are a high value investment, stronger savers, more responsible borrowers, and also more calculated risk takers? How do we shift that narrative? And do you think that journalists have a role to play on that front?
So first of all, thank you for that question and thank you for that very inspiring session, Enzo. There is, and as a journalist, I realize I've only been a journalist for 2 years. I realize how important it is to have a voice. As the APFSD event says, everyone has a voice. This is including women and youth, right? It is so important that we can help talk about these problems and elevate these voices and bring it to the front. Women, especially in this part of the region, are not represented enough in the media, and they do not get the same opportunities as men. And I think we all know that as people from Thailand or from the Philippines and so forth. But then there's also that contextual difference, when it comes to each of the problems in each of the region and the places. So I think women needs to be represented in all fronts. They can be business loan owners. They have to be the policymakers. They have to be the journalists themselves. Because I realized that I became more of a women's activist and I wrote more about women's issues because I am a woman and I realized that they weren't being represented enough in the media. And that is so, so, so important. So we need more women in all fronts. And back to that topic, I remember I was writing about gender rights activism in Thailand. And I met this gender rights activist, Kun Matcha, who told me about her story about her mother being a land property owner and being a single mother, and how she was undermined and looked down and faced far more barriers than men because she was on the basis that she was a woman. And I was very happy that I got to talk about that in the piece. Because how else are you going to talk about it? So yeah, journalism and any forms of storytelling in the media for that matter, I think is very vital, is so important. We have to be able to talk about these things. We have to have the right people to talk about them. And it's going to inspire more and more people to talk about it and to create solutions. And it will therefore change the narrative for us all. Thank you.
That is amazing to hear. So the more we get to talk about this, the more it can be improved and solved and, raising the importance of this agenda, right? All right. Thank you so much, Pear. Now moving on to Sonica. Sonica, are you here with us? All right.
Yes.
Hello. Great to see you, Sonica.
Great to see you. Thank you for inviting me here.
All right. So you are the co-founder of Alloy Technologies, a fintech platform that uses digital tokens to bridge the financing gap of green micro entrepreneurs. So through your work, you were able to help making it so much easier for MSMEs, including women's-led ones, to access credits, right? So first of all, I must ask, how did you start this business idea and how did you turn it from an idea to social enterprise?
Thank you. Thank you very much for your question. And hello, everyone who are watching us from around the world. Definitely a bit of a background how it all started is definitely my family's background. And I've seen in my family how, access to finance really helped grow the economic status. And I've seen it done by my father. He used to be an informal sector micro entrepreneur himself. And I've seen him how he was able to grow with the kind of affordable finance that he got really early when I was just 5 years old, and he started his transportation business, right? If not for that, probably I wouldn't be speaking here. You probably wouldn't know me. I did see there are a lot of other informal sector micro entrepreneurs like my father who are in Nepal currently and also struggles a lot to get the access to finances, and mostly those are women, as we have been talking about throughout this event, right? Mainly because of lack of credit history, lack of even digital footprint. We talk about different alternative credit score media, but then are those actually accessible to the very grassroots women entrepreneurs, right? Alloy started because of that curiosity and passion to help turn these informal micro entrepreneurs to graduate from being micro entrepreneur and to go to the next phase of their business, even if they have given 25 or even 20 years of work in this being a micro entrepreneur or to being a driver or any informal sector businesses, they are still not able to get up and then be something else, be not informal, right? Which is why Alloy started, and we do say we are a fintech platform, but then for the very, very grassroots, because for now, if you talk about fintech, it's usually seemed as very sophisticated technology, apps, blockchain, and whatnot. So we wanted to make it very, very easy so that the very grassroots women micro entrepreneurs can access it, which is why we decided to do it in SMS. Because in Nepal, even if the population of mobile phones is double the population of people, it is still very, very, people feel that apps and smartphones and internet are very intimidating for the grassroots women micro entrepreneurs. So that's what I've seen in the field experiences. So as a computer engineer, it's very easy to build app, but then we still decided to go to the very basic level of SMS to have the coverage for all type of phones, from smartest to the dumbest phone, right? So that's the basics of how we really encourage the women entrepreneurs to make them believe that they can use this technology, because the front end is the user experience is very, very easy, just as easy as sending an SMS. So that's the first thing that I tell to every woman I meet in the grassroots. How we do it is we do use sophisticated technology in the back end, but the front end is basically very easy for people to use. So what happens is we turn all the fund channeling to the women entrepreneurs in digital tokens. And by digital token, I don't mean it's a cryptocurrency, it's just a closed loop investment platform, so that, if the women is in EV industry, then the fund or the investment that's being, lent to these women actually goes into electric vehicle sector, and they cannot go buy, TV or anything else, right? And same with agriculture. If they are doing let's say mushroom farming, then they can only spend that loan in buying things that are related to mushroom farming businesses. So that's how we are really ensuring that the funders or the banks or the formal financial institution really trust these women grassroots entrepreneur, and the fund that they are investing really goes into the intended purpose, so that the return on the investment is also very high. So we are trying to create this win-win-win scenario for each of the players in our ecosystem. Yeah, so that's a bit of what we do in Nepal.
That's
Thank you.
amazing. That's amazing. A little bit more. I mean, I agree 100%. As the technology in the world advances, there are still some people who are unable to reap the full benefits of it, right? And what you're doing are really enabling people in the grassroots to be able to, have access to all these benefits. A little bit more questions. I think that would be also really helpful for our participant and also youth watching this online that wanted to do and start making a difference in a similar way. Have you faced any challenges as women entrepreneurs yourself? And what advice would you give to youths online to pursue their ideas and turn them into actions?
Yeah, I mean, challenges are a part of life, I guess, not just for women or not just for youth. Everybody has challenges. One of the story that I really love to, I mean, I laugh at it now, but when it happened, it was a bit awkward and I didn't know, how to tackle it. So 3 years ago, Alloy was set up early 2019, and my co-founder is also female, so we both are female, and we went to the lawyer to say, here, we want to start this for-profit business, fintech business, and we want to earn profit for it, but then it's so it has social impact. We want to do something and earn also, right? And our lawyer was like, too female, talking about social benefit. You must be an NGO. You must be a nonprofit. You shouldn't be, starting anything related to finance, because women and finance, people's mindset is it does not go hand in hand, which is why people don't like to lend to them. And also it happened to us as a founder when we were trying to form a company that would make revenue by doing some good, right? So that was the very, very early challenge that we had. Definitely I was not taking no for an answer, and I guess I explained it to him for 4 hours that how it is a revenue making business and why you should not call us a nonprofit. So that was quite interesting. I guess that was the very first pitch that we had to do to our lawyer, who we were paying to form our company. But it was a good practice. I mean, silver lining is I can laugh about it. I can tell a story about it now. So that's the earliest challenge. And even now, whenever we go to meetings, I'm a CTO of the company, and as a female, a technology person talking about finance, and then you're coming here. If I have a male colleague with me, then they would look at him to answer the question, but then he doesn't know anything, right? I'm doing everything. I mean, I know everything about the company, so ask me. So yeah, little things like that really add to my motivation to prove them wrong, I guess. So that's good for me. And for the youth, I mean. I've always said, if you have an idea, go try it out, get your hands dirty in the field. Otherwise, you can talk about it all over again to a lot of people. But then if you don't go out in the field, work with your real user and know about their, problems, the idea is just an idea sitting in one of the folder of your computer, right? So yeah, that's the suggestion or advice, or I don't know what to call it. Just go and try it out. I mean, we tried our system with a very, very little money. We bootstrap. So you don't need money to go try it out, right? You can just build a very simple paper prototype and try it out with people, try it out with your friend. Otherwise you will never know. So yeah, that's the suggestion that I would like to give to everyone watching us today. Thank you.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Very inspiring. So Enzo, I must ask you, are you ready to get your hands dirty? Even though I think you already did.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I can't wait. Okay. All right. Now, thank you very much, Sonika. It's very inspiring and also insightful for youth also watching this online. All right. Now, we have with us Liz Larson. All right. It's great to have you. And Liz, you manage a large programs supporting women entrepreneurs in the region. So I must ask you, what do you think are some of the major issues women are facing and accessing and using finance across the globe?
Please,
Can you hear me okay?
Unmute.
Okay, it's great now.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Kana, for the question. And Sonika, thank you for your insights as well. There are so many challenges that women face across the globe in accessing finance or running their business in any way. Um, Let me just start with a few, and these can be either if they're doing e-banking or regular banking, but a lot of times there's discrimination from the institution itself. Like Sonika was describing her experience trying to convince her lawyer that she was capable of, uh, running and being the CTO of a company, and it just took a lot of doing. Imagine if you are maybe have a second or third grade education, you're in a rural area. Uh, you wouldn't have the confidence to approach an institution like a bank or to even maybe download an app. So there's a lot of capacity issues and also confidence issues that need to be in place first before those types of financial services can be accessed.
Sure.
A lot of women entrepreneurs might be living in countries where uh, financial inclusion is fairly low, so they might not even have a bank account. And I would ask you all to consider, I would assume everybody, if not most people on this call, have a bank account, just a simple savings account. What and your parents probably do too. And I would ask you how different your life would be if you never had a bank account. Very different. You like if you had to save up to pay for your school, to pay for a home, to pay for rent or utilities just in a little tin box in your house. You are never going to get that far. It's a big disabling factor. So many women are coming from environments like this where it's not a part of their normal daily life, and it's a big leap for them to imagine themselves doing something like that. And you can't do something until you can imagine yourself doing it. Another thing is that what we don't talk about is a lot of women who are entrepreneurs might not have business cases that are actually fundable. There may not be the management systems in place. Sometimes things aren't written down. Sometimes businesses aren't actually making money. And that's a big problem in some communities where women might not know that they don't have that great of a business case and they actually wouldn't be able to repay the loan. But there isn't the help there that gets them to see that and then the skills to help them build that. The other thing is that not all entrepreneurs are growth oriented. Some people would give anything to have a job, just a job where they go 9 to 5 or whatever hours per day, but they're an entrepreneur because out of necessity. And maybe they want to grow, maybe they don't. Maybe they look at it just as a job. So there's a great data set called the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor. If anybody's interested in getting very nerdy about different countries' profiles on entrepreneurship. And one section of this data set looks at the general aspirations of different people in different categories, of life, and how much they want their business to grow. Because some business streams, some sectors may be pretty satisfied staying where they are. Maybe there is another person in the household who's running a different business that's growth oriented, and then another business in the house is not, or vice versa. So we have to remember that aspiration should be there in order for an institution or a small business to grow and to absorb that capital that could be there. They just might not be able to access it. So there's a lot of issues like that. There's also sociocultural issues. And one other thing I want to bring up, women also get harassed. They live in a
Oh,
sociocultural context where they might be allowed to do certain things and they might not be allowed to do certain things. And the
I see.
consequences might be too much for them to be interested in doing that.
Mm.
So there's a range of issues, and I've just touched on a few, and there's probably PhD dissertations written on each one of the things that I mentioned. So it's a very complex and interesting world regarding how women can and cannot access finance to fund their businesses.
All right. Thank you so much, Liz. And I think you just raised even more of the importance of why this challenge, this initiative that our youths are working on is so important, to the point that it's life-changing, life-altering. So thank you so much. It's so great to have insight from you as someone who's working with women entrepreneurs yourself. All right. Now, wow. I'm sure everyone agrees with me that it is both engaging, enlightening, and inspiring to see how much is being done by young change makers, and also the energy youth can bring to solving global issues, especially a very important issue like this. So thank you so much once again, everyone. ขอบพระคุณนะคะ ขอบคุณมากค่ะ You are indeed our heroes. This is me speaking in Thai. ขอบคุณค่ะ All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen watching online right now, please keep the solution in mind, because you will need to vote for your favorite solution very soon. Now, let me check in with my lovely chat moderator, Rosa. How are we doing? Can we have a look at what the youth online is thinking right now?
Hey Kana, hello everybody. So right now the chat was raving about Enzo's solution. They really love it. He has a lot of fans.
Ooh.
And we actually have a few questions right here. This is free for all, so the panel or Enzo can comment on it. Parody from the chat says, sometimes even paperwork to obtain a bank loan is impossible for some women. Is there a way to work with commercial banks to make credit more accessible? So that is the question in the chat.
Okay, is there anyone in the panels would love to answer this question?
Sure, I can give it a stab. I think that Sonika brought up a very interesting issue, and her company is working on one of these issues, and that's creating a set of data that trails a person to document their repayment possibilities. So a lot of times, in I live in the US, we have credit bureaus. So everything we do, either online or with credit cards, is documented in some system. But in some places, that might be either very, very minimal or non-existent. So with new technologies like apps and other types of online payment systems, it is possible for potential customers to create that sort of history of payment, so that they can prove that they are worthy of paying back the loan. That's one way. There's a number of different ways to do this, but that's just kind of one example that might be interesting.
All right. Thank you so much, Liz. You are our hero. We get to have this very insightful answer because you're here with us today. So thank you so much. All right. Thank you also, Rosa, for bringing up a very interesting question from our chat. So please keep interacting. We want to keep talking and hearing from you watching this online. All right. But that's not all we have for today. We still have a very, very special second challenge topic. Yeah, so this is a second challenge topic on youth contribution to climate change, climate policy processes. Are you ready to hear it? Well, I am ready. So let's go. So challenge number 2. So the team spokesperson would be Supreet. So Supreet, we are all ears to tell us about your team solution. It's now your time to shine.
Hello, Tam. Thank you so much. I hope you can see my screen. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. My name is Supreet Balaji, and I am from India. And I would like to share a small situation. Sometimes when I see the news, I see devastating effects of forest fires, floods, cyclones, and I see even young people taking actions on climate change. But I want to help too, and I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. Yes, we have the internet, but I don't know which piece of information is authentic or not. I just lose interest and I give up eventually. We believe this is relatable for a lot of people, and many are unaware of how their small actions can affect lasting change. Here is our solution. Ecolution, a one-stop hub to connect local and global youth to share, learn, play, and make changes to climate change. Interesting, isn't it? Yes, the engaging and authentic content such as games, stories, paintings, and even comic books related to climate change content will be inbuilt, where people can learn, explore, and win exciting digital points, and can even start a fundraising campaign to support their climate action initiatives. As it's an open hub integrated with an existing platform, you can share ideas, projects, policies, and network with like-minded individuals. As it's a community business model, we are focusing on a sustainable platform by promoting new eco-friendly products through ad revenues from firms committed to environmental friendly solutions and fundraising. We want to reach the global youth who account for more than 50% of the world population. And whether you are a youth within an NGO or you just consider yourself young like me, come join us and let's make an impact to solve climate change. Our solution streamlines information from content creators and other organizations, serving as a one-stop hub that people can easily access in an engaging way. In this community, we view everyone aligned with our goals as our partners. Join us to contribute and take action with us. Our platforms add 3 values. First, we incentivize the content because we want the youth to understand their small individual actions matter collectively. Second, the platform is fun and intuitive with various forms of media and content that people can consume regarding climate change. With this, even a 10-year-old can learn about climate action and climate change. And most importantly, we make climate action a two-way conversation between the interested people and the people in power. Engagement of youths will increase climate awareness, which will strengthen youth communities, which will lead to youth participation in decision making. This is Ecolution, and climate action doesn't have to be boring. Ecolution, the eco solution for an online climate revolution. Thank you and have a great day ahead.
Wow, Supreet, this is amazing. So let's do a digital high five. Yay. Yay. It's amazing. Super excited to see, of course, Ecolution. The name itself is already very inspiring. A one-stop hub for climate actions. I love it. So hope to see more youth engagement on your promising platform. Now, okay, this is a very interesting solution. Again, please keep in mind when we get to vote at the very end of this session. Now, moving on to something as exciting as what we have. It's going to be exciting throughout the session anyway. So now we do have a very special guest. Well, you could say that he is a global star. And this global star guest would love to take the floor. So it's Frankie the dinosaur. For those who don't know, anybody who knows Frankie the dinosaur, if you do know, yay, our participant knows, yay. If you do know, please, 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 maybe comment Frankie to know that I'm into the trendy stuff in the comment. Yeah. But if for those who don't know who Frankie is, he is actually the only non-extinct dino influencer with 1 billion views on all social media. Frankie, tell me what keeps you up at night?
Icona, masses of humans applaud my speeches on climate action. I am also very famous by now, probably the only dino influencer. Probably also the only dino left on Earth. But you know what? Was my message really heard? What has changed since my speech in New York if I can't inspire you to save yourself and to not go extinct? I almost fell over when I heard that some young changemakers in Asia Pacific heard my call and chose action over extinction. You made my day. So here I am, packed my suitcase in a hurry, despite being 70 million years old and a half. Yes, I know, young at heart. I made it here because you, youth, are a glimmer of hope. 2 months into amazing pictures. Today you are flipping the table, not just sitting at it. You build solutions for sustainable change. And you chose action over extinction. Bravo. Thank you for having me today, and back to you, Kana.
All right. Frankie, you have a lot of fans. We can see it from the comments right here. Frankie, you made our day. You are 100% right. We did choose action over extinction for all of us and for you too. So we get to flip the table today. Now, and for that, let's hear it from our panelists now, starting with someone who is brighten up the rooms. Ploy, hello. Great to see you here.
Hello, Kana. Nice to see you too. Thank you for having me.
All right, it's great having you here. So, Ploy, as a young activist in the environmental and food rescue field, what is the best way to find partners and investors to support your initiative?
Yeah, I would say that the first thing is we need to make sure that we are doing the real things and making real change and never stop along the way. Show to people that we are not just talking about the ideas, but we are doing it. This is very important because we need to let our work speak about our missions and why we are doing it too. So let me share my work experience at the Food Rescue Foundation, Sekolah Sustenance, that we work on the zero hunger and zero food waste. My team and I have been working to improve food equity in Thailand by saving as much surplus food from the food-related companies such as restaurant, hotel, food manufacturer every day, and then we deliver to vulnerable communities. For more than 6 years already. And we regularly communicate our impact to all the partners every month to show our work transparency, as it has been the way to build a strong trust among us, right? When the partner acknowledge how their support, such as the food or monetary donations, has been used by us, there's a high chance to receive continuous support from them in the long run. And I would like to share other meaningful collaboration at the national level as well. We have also been inviting different sectors, especially the Thai government, to establish a national food bank together so that we can achieve systemic change on zero food waste and zero hunger. And recently, the Prime Minister has agreed on measures to support SOS in the establishment of the National Food Bank and also the network of food producers as a part of Thailand BCG economic development as well. So the private sector can jointly develop various supports such as logistics as well as regulation to support the food donations. We used to think that we are too small to make change, but if we find the right supports and be patient with the progress, I think it will definitely be accomplished one day. So just like I mentioned earlier, keep doing it and building the trust. So I'm sure that you will gain so much support as you wish. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ploy. What I really get from this is that we are never, ever too small to make changes, right? That's amazing. Now, we are so grateful to have Beniam with us. Hello, Beniam. How are you doing?
Hi, Kana. How are you? All good. Greetings from UNDP. Pleasure to be with all of you.
That's amazing. So, of course, as UN expert in youth engagement, especially, may I ask, how is UNDP supporting youth and what is needed to grow entrepreneurship ecosystem?
Thank you so much. First, a big shout out to all the unwavering talent and passion that I'm hearing here. You guys are doing amazing work. So proud of your ventures and your vision for the future. From the UN side, I mean, there are many of us supporting young people through interventions, both on climate change, but also on entrepreneurship. When we look at entrepreneurship, I think what the UN really brings to the table, I think, is that holistic, whole of society and whole of youth approach. And first of all, I mean, as some of the colleagues were saying, I think it's important who defines success. So I think it is, I mean, some of you do not want to become the biggest companies out there. You want to help your communities. And I think it is important that you set the tone for what success looks for you, and you build towards that. I also think it's very, very important that you get a very sustainable model, whatever it may be, in mind. Now, when we look at supporting young people, especially on the entrepreneurship space, because I hear many of you have a business model to your ventures, and I really encourage you to look at that from that lens. It's really the founder, but also the team, the company that, how that operates, as well as the market. So from the UN side, we often look at different dimensions to the ecosystem. And here, first of all, I mean, it's talent. You all brought that to the table, the human capital and the entrepreneurship culture. And Liz was also touching on this, and many of you have touched on it. So this is, this is a long journey. The schools, the vocational training center, how are they, building that kind of talent and skill? But we also look at access to finance, and this has been discussed, as you heard. This is both public and private, tax incentives. But as we were saying, there's a lot of hesitation from financial institutions and capital markets, and this is also something that we are working with to really unlock those kind of resources. Now, when it comes to the business development support and infrastructure to support these entrepreneurs, we see that there's a lot of incubators and accelerated co-working spaces, but it's very uneven. And this is one of the challenges we see across the region, but also within countries. So rural areas do not have these kind of opportunities, and we need to make sure. And then the gender divide, if you look at a lot of the business development support, does not reach young women, for example. It is a major challenge that we see. And another challenge that we also see, and where UNDP and other UNCDF and others are working on, as well as ESCAP, is also, it's not all types of enterprises that get support. Certain sectors get a lot. If you're working on the tech solutions, you'll get support. But if you're working on other issues like mental health or whatever it may be, issues that are not that hot, but are really, really important for communities, could be agriculture or whatever it may be, then you do not get a lot of business development support. Another area that we look at is innovation and technology. Here, we know that it's very limited R&D. There's not that much internet services, so actually the digital divides kicks in. So we can come up with a lot of solutions, but not everyone can use it. Another thing that all of your ideas also need protection. Intellectual property is something that we also pay attention to. The last area the two last areas is, one is access to market. We see an explosion of e-commerce here, which is really fascinating. But this if you live in small island states, there is an absence of economy of scale, so you can't actually grow. So there we look at very much how to build those markets. The last area is policy and regulations. It's really, how long does it take for you to register your business or your NGO? What is the taxation system for you? These are really big hurdles for young people today. So this holistically is something that the UN brings to the table, trying to understand how the whole ecosystem helps raise. We sometimes say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes an ecosystem to raise an entrepreneur. And I really want to commend you for your fantastic, phenomenal work. You're really challenging gravity in your interventions. But the UN has lots of programs. I hope some of them will be tailored to your specific needs. Thank you so much, and now back to you.
Thank you so much, Beniam. I can see that even Ploy is like nodding her head. Yes, yes, that's right. Okay, it's amazing to hear about how UNDP is supporting youth in and also supporting their passionate entrepreneurship, right? Now, I would love to say that we are so honored to have with us right here Numa as Deputy Minister of Ministry of National Planning, Housing and Infrastructure. So I must ask you, Numa, from all walks of life, people are asking for urgent climate actions. And what are some of your priorities to elevate climate ambitions in the Maldives? And in which areas do you think that youths can help to turn ambitions into solutions on the ground?
Excellent question, Kana. Thank you so much. And let me just say what a lively and spirited session this is, and I'm very excited to get to contribute to this session. A little bit about Maldives. As you all know, we are a collection of very low-lying coral islands in the Indian Ocean. Yes, we are very vulnerable to climate change. No arguments on that. But we are barely a meter above sea level, and did you know almost 50% of our homes are within 100 meters of shoreline? So we will not survive, for if any disaster like a tsunami. Having Maldives, our archipelago is like spread over geographically developed as atolls. We are the 7th largest reef system in the world and the largest in the Indian Ocean, and it has a very wide range and rich biodiversity. So any climate change issues that come in, it also affects not just our homes, but also our economies as well, because our income, our food, our survival depends on these resources. So if they are destroyed, our means of survival truly will be a foregone conclusion. So let's just say we have about 44% of our population are aged below 24. So we have a very huge young population. And I think this is a group of people that will play the most crucial role in making sure climate change is addressed in the most inclusive and ensure maximum resiliency to all our island communities. But for this to happen, smart policies are needed, in the form of the right institutional support, financial service incentives, and access to innovations to build their capacity, to develop their tools that can enable their full participation in finding the right solutions to the immediate climate crisis and for future generations. So we in the Maldives, we have included participation of youth in our climate change responses. Key policy instruments such as our government's National Strategic Action Plan, our nationally determined contribution to UNFCCC, and even key legislation such as the very recently passed Climate Emergency Act, they all advocate a vital role for youth to play. On top of this, we have also included active participation of youth in international arenas such as the COP, which very recently concluded in Glasgow, so that youth concerns can reach all levels. They will have a voice at all levels of advocacy, outreach, and they have a say in decision making. On climate change, let's say yes, almost all of our countries have made really big international commitments, especially at this COP26 summit. But that being said, there's still small things that cost literally no money that we can do in our homes. For example, we can shift our economies from running on diesel to sunshine. I mean, for Maldives, we have sunshine throughout the year, so why not make use of it? We can get rid of single-use plastics, and we are well on our way to doing that in the Maldives as well. By 2023, we will be no single plastic country. We can, better protect our reefs, our mangroves, our other significant, environmentally significant areas. And young people are at the heart of these solutions. I truly believe this. To all our youth who's joining us physically and virtually, let me just say this. You may be very young and you may not understand the subtleties of international climate negotiations. But the fact is, you don't need to. You have a voice, that is your most important tool. You raise your voice, you make your policymakers, your decision makers hear you. You have the power to urge the action, to drive that change, to make the policymakers move away from stagnant, archaic policies that are hurting our earth. So your voices must continue to resonate to make things right for you and for future generations. Maldives, yes, truly intends to do right by our youth, and we will play our part in fostering change, positive change, and our government is committed. Climate change is the cornerstone of all our domestic and international outlook. Climate change is a major threat, yes, Kana, but it is a problem that can be solved with the right policies. And I do believe young people are the best drivers for these policies.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow, thank you so much, Numa. This is another level of inspiration. Your voice are heard, youth listening to this online and also joining this session. It's really fascinating to hear the experience and also how things are being done in the Maldives. So thank you once again, Numa, for such an insightful experience you share here. Okay. All right, that is amazing. I must say thank you so much, everyone. Ploy, Beniam, Numa. It's been such an insightful session with you today. Wow, I'm still in awe. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our shining change makers. And today you all have given us so much inspiration, especially from the energy that you bring to solving global issues. So thank you so much once again. You all are amazing. Now, for our audience watching this online right now at this moment right here, are you ready? I'm so ready. Are you ready to vote for the solution that inspired you the most? Because it is now time. All right, let's check in with Rosa just a little bit to see what youth online are thinking. Rosa.
Hi, Kana. Hello, everybody. So looks like we got a lot of excitement for solution 2. We have an eager beaver here who's ready for a subscription.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so as for the questions, there are actually a lot here. So let me just first address this maybe to Supreet. Someone would like to ask, I know many groups and UN Youth on climate change. Will this platform, can they unite them as one on ecolution?
Thank you so much, Rosa. If I may. Yes, this platform is meant for that. There are a lot of young people who are taking an active part, may it be from different NGOs in your state or in your locality, and even global NGOs like Youngo or Friday for Future. There are a lot of NGOs, there are a lot of climate activists who are doing it. But what we want to do here is club them, everyone together. That makes it as a hub. You can use the existing platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or Discord, other channels. But in this hub, we'll have an open channel where you can learn, you can share, you can play, and you can even network with different NGOs and people from different parts of the world. So this is what the hub does. So yes, the answer is right. It will be supporting all the NGOs and all the groups that are already present.
Wow, that's a coolest answer, Supreet. I really love that you also already mentioned we are all partners, not competitors, right? Yeah, we are all one. All right, thank you so much. Okay, Rosa, do you agree with me? This is getting more and more excited at this point.
I don't know if it's the adrenaline or the excitement, but my ears are just pumping.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the caffeine or the excitement, but I'm also really, really excited. My heart is racing right now. Okay. All right. Now, so ladies and gentlemen watching this online right now, let's keep the energy up by showing your comments and support in our chat. Okay, at this point, let us recap a little bit. We have 2 solutions, one supporting women-led businesses and the other one on youth contribution to climate policy processes. And Tan ta da dan tan 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 tan. This is me doing the sound effect myself. So it's now time to vote for the one that inspires you the most. You can find the voting link at this moment in the chat. Please click the link and share your preference. You have 3 minutes starting now. Can't wait to see the results. You can see the link right now. Go to the link, vote for your favorite solution, and let's see. All right. And now, as we are now waiting for the results, we have some time, but we are not going to waste any time. So today we are very honored to have with us for a live performance, ladies and gentlemen. So we have with us Wei Wei Han, who is a very talented singer with beautiful, beautiful voice. She will be singing for us Only the Young by Taylor Swift. Wei Wei, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
All right, now the floor is yours. Take it away.
So I picked the song called Only the Young because I think, the youth is really important now to be the change maker of everything because future is in your hand. And, the lyrics really speak to me. So let's do it. It keeps me awake, the look on your face, the moment you heard the news. You're screaming inside and frozen in time. You did all that you could do. The game was rigged and red got tricked. The wrong ones think they're right. You were outnumbered this night. But only the young, only the young, only the young, only the young can win. So run and run. So every day now you burst with a sound you've only heard on TV. You go to practice here wondering when the best hiding spot would be. And the big bad man, the big bad clan that has burst in with rain. Oh, how quickly they forget. They're gonna help us, too busy helping themselves. They're gonna change this, we gotta do it ourselves. They think that it's over, but it just begun. Only one thing can save us, it's only the young, only the young, only the young, only the young, only the young. Don't say you're tired to fight, it's just a matter of time. Up there's the finish line. Don't say you're too tired to fight, it's just a matter of time. Up there's the finish line. Only the young, only the young, only the young, only the young can run. Run, so run. Olivia, only you. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Wow. Wait. First of all, I got goosebumps. Second of all, I think I'm in love. Oh, this is really, thank you so much for such a beautiful performance. Oh my goodness. I was, the whole time you were singing, I was like this. Okay, thank you so much for a beautiful performance. We're gonna see each other again. Yeah. All right. Now, Rosa, back to you a little bit. Can we check the chat a little bit? How is everything going now?
Well, looks like during the first part, someone had a bit of difficulty deciding. It was very hard to vote, but it looks like Wei Wei's voice really calmed them down. I see a lot of hearts for her.
Hearts so much as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the audience is also very, very torn about like, this one looks cool. This one is also look cool. Where do we go? Okay, thank you so much, Rosa. Shall we move on to the voting results? Do we have the voting results in place? Ooh, my heart is beating so fast. Let's see. So our teams, both of the teams might be nervous. So we have Enzo and team, Supreet and team. And the winner for today's event is... Wow, congratulations, Enzo and team on challenge number 1 bundle. Yay! Congratulations, guys. You have done such a wonderful job. We cannot wait to see the Tinder version of matching matching the women empowerment and link to investors and access to markets and finance, right? All right. And so can we have a voice from you? How are you feeling right now?
Kind of happy to hear this. Really excited to hear this.
All right, all right. That is amazing. Okay. But anyway, both Enzo and Supreet, both of you, both teams will win access to a training by job market industry experts. It's really good on how to strengthen your profile when looking for jobs. So congratulations for both of you. To me, both of you, and to us, both of you are already winners, winning at helping people and also helping us achieving sustainable development goals. So such a wonderful job you did. Okay, and for the winning team, Enzo, who is overly excited right now, the winning team will also have a one-on-one career exchange with UN officials. So once again, congratulations to both of the teams. Yeah. All right. And all participants right now, ladies and gentlemen, youth watching this online, from home, from anywhere, all participants, including the audience online that registered, will have access to a webinar on how to start a career with UN. Fancy. Couldn't think of anything better. All right, so register at the link in the chat to access it, and the UN is looking forward to meeting and supporting young creative talent. So please don't forget, this is a special gift from the UN to you, the youth watching this online. So get the link and register it. So please check our chat and to find the link for youth engagement opportunities. All right, now let's recap. So far, we have discussed and learned today. Yeah, and I think there's someone who could do it so much better than I could. So Desiree, hello there. Do we have Desiree online right now? Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah. So Desiree will be showing us live illustration of our exchange. Wow. Wow, this is impressive. Okay, the floor is yours, Desiree.
Thanks, everyone. So I was just listening and illustrating. So here's a quick visual recap of today's session. We started with the messages on meaningful engagement, how this is a space to create and share innovative ideas, and something we all start with are good ideas. And something important with that is network and resolve, and of course, unyielding perseverance. After all the no's comes a yes. And also, we are facing huge challenges. And how do we turbocharge action? How do we take these issues outside of these rooms and to the communities? So for the first idea, it was Bundle, who's also the winner. So some of the steps are, creating your own profile, getting matched, finding potential investors, and it's essentially access to funding. And the value added here is that it's a unique grouping system. It's the first online joint liability group platform in the Philippines. And yes, we have this tagline, close the gender gap with the tap. And for the panel, we heard that storytelling is vital. Creating a win-win scenario is important. We also heard about addressing financial hurdles for women. And one of these ways is creating data trails. And for youth engagement for climate solutions, we heard of Ecolution, and I'm sure there will be a space for this. It is a sustainable platform. We have content for collective action, two-way dialogue, the eco solution for an online climate revolution. And from the panel, we heard keep doing it and build the trust. Set the tone for what success looks like for you. Innovation and technology is key, of course. The youth are central to building resilience. And some of the, add-on insights that people mentioned, young people are at the heart of the solutions, and it takes an ecosystem to raise an entrepreneur. And youth are the drivers of change. So thank you, everyone. That's me, Desiree from Tofu Creatives. It was really our pleasure to draw the big picture with all of you. Back to you, Kana.
All right, Desiree. Oh, what a talent for me that I have been dreaming to have. Since young, I have always wanted to be able to draw something so cool like this. But yeah, thank you so much. This is such an insightful and informative illustration, and it helps recap everything so far we have discussed. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, do you agree with me that this is it's been the most inspiring, enlightening, and powerful 1 hour, almost 20 minutes for me and for all of us here at UNSCAP as well. What about you? How are you feeling? What are your thoughts on the whole event today? Please share with us. What do you think about today's event in the chat box below? We still would love until the very last minute to hear from you and what you think about today's event. It's been such a great honor and pleasure to serve you as a moderator today. I had a lot of fun. I'm sure people watching and our participants are also having fun with me. So thank you for all great attendance and also especially for taking action. Don't miss the link. Once again, allow me to remind you, don't miss the link to youth opportunities in the chat right now that you can find. Join our social media campaign using APFSD filter and register to have access to the UN Korea webinar. But, no, we're not saying goodbye yet. We are so grateful to close this event with another wonderful performance of Wei Wei with her latest single about self-love and self-worth as well. ฉันไม่ได้รักเธอขนาดนั้น All right, Wei Wei, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, take it away.
Thank you so much. Let's go. อีกแล้วที่เห็นเธอพร้อมกับช่อดอกไม้กับคำที่พูดประจำที่กันนะเธออีกครั้งที่ฉันก็เริ่มอ่อนใจเหมือนเคยหนักใจทุกครั้งที่เห็นเธอพยายามฉันยังรักเธออยู่และก็ยังคิดถึงอยู่แต่จะเป็นต้องให้เธอรู้ว่าในวันนี้ฉันไม่ได้รักเธอขนาดนั้นมากจนพอที่ฉันไม่ว่าวันนั้นเธอทำอะไรที่จะมีฉันนั้นต้องเสียใจฉันไม่ได้รักเธอขนาดนั้นมากจนพอที่ฉันเสียหัวใจที่เธอทำพังที่ทำมันหายไม่นานไปซ้ำอีกครั้งเหมือนเดิมขอบคุณเรื่องราวดีๆที่เธอให้ฉันฉันรู้ว่าเรื่องเสียใจจะมีมากกว่าฉันยังรักเธออยู่และก็ยังคิดถึงอยู่แต่จะเป็นต้องให้เธอรู้ในวันนี้ฉ ฉันไม่ได้รักเธอแค่นานนะมากจนพอที่ฉันอยู่วันนั้นเธอทำอะไรที่ทำให้ฉันนั้นต้องเสียใจฉันไม่ได้รักเธอแค่นานนะมากจนพอที่ฉันเสียหัวใจที่เธอทำพังยังสอนมันคายไม่นานไม่ซ้ำให้พังเหมือนเดิมขอบใจที่เห็นว่าเธอยังพยายามที่ยื้อให้เราได้กลับมาเป็นเหมือนเก่าแต่ช่วยฟังฉันพูดให้ดีฉันพอแล้วฉันไม่ได้รักเธอขนาดนั้นฉันไม่ได้รักเธอขนาดนั้นเธอเรียกว่าเธอทำฉันเสียใจฉันไม่ได้รักเธอขนาดนั้นมากจนกว่าที่ฉันวันนั้นเธอทำอะไรที่ทำให้ฉันนั้นต้องเสียใจฉันไม่ได้รักเธอขนาดนั้นมากจนกว่าที่ฉันเสียหัวใจที่เธอทำไปไม่ทำมันหายไม่นานไม่ซ้ำอีกเมื่อเดิมฉันยังรักเธออยู่ไม่ได้รักเธอขนาดนั้น Thank you so much, and forget to love yourself. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Wow.
ขอบคุณทั้งสองกีตาร์ด้วยวันนี้นะคะ Thank you.
Wow. That is I don't love you that much, right? ฉันไม่รักเธอขนาดนั้น
Yes.
I don't love you that much.
Like make you feel less than. Tell them that I didn't love you that much. I value myself more, and you have a right to step back. That's the message of this song.
That is amazing. I can see that. The participants in the room right now are all stunned while you're singing. Like, let me enjoy this to the fullest. Thank you so much for such a beautiful performance. 2 songs we get to hear today. It's almost like a live concert. So thank you so much, Wei Wei, and thank you also the guitarist who is enjoying himself as well. Okay, thank you. All right. Now we have come to the very end of this session of this event, and we cannot end this without a group photo. So our dear panelists and participants, please turn on your camera and we're going to have a fun photos together. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but it's going to be great. So is it just me smiling? Okay.
All right. Should we wait for the others to open their camera, or are we ready to go?
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. Hold on. Let me try to get the rest. Okay. Again. 1, 2, 3, smile. And for our final picture, this is something we do as a tradition during the entire duration of the event. So we're going to do a jump shot where you just simply go, ah! Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, jump! All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Rosa. Thank you, everybody. It's been such a fun event. Thank you very, very much. Let's give it a big round of applause for everyone. Thank you so much. All right. Best of luck to all of you, young change makers. The world is ours. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Goodbye.